بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله، وما توفيقي واعتمادي وتوكلي إلا بالله وعلى الله. الحمد لله نحمده نستعين به ونشكره، من يهد الله فهو المهتد، ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة، وتركها على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها، لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. واعلموا لو أن الأمة اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء لن ينفعوك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله لك، ولو أن الأمة اجتمعت على أن يضروك بشيء لن يضروك إلا بشيء قد كتبه الله عليك. رفعت الأقلام وجفت الصحف، فمن وجد خيرا فليحمد الله، ومن وجد غير ذلك فلا يلومن إلا نفسه. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, the one in full command, the one, if you want things, just say be, and it will be. And I bear witness, there is no mighty but Allah, and Muhammad is last messenger and servant. We thank Allah, who create us as a Muslim, who guide us to be a Muslim, who brought us today to worship Him in the best way, the way that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam want us to be, want us to build our Muslim society, and His Sunnah is the way that we should follow. And I know lately there's many been attacking the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the best answer is to implement what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had taught us to do. He showed us the way, how he was living. When the Aisha سئلت ماذا كان خلق رسول الله أجابت كان خلقه القرآن. When our mother Aisha was asked what the character of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it said his manner was the Quran. And to live on his way, we need to look how he starts building the Muslim society. It's like it's coming back again. We came from different background. We came to this new land, and we found ourselves getting together, building a Muslim society. And the first thing the Prophet ﷺ did, when the believers, when the Muhajireen, which you are, went to the Medina, what he did first, آخى بين المهاجرين والأنصار. He spread brotherhood between the Muslims, because brotherhood is the base for any Muslim society need to be started on. And he gives some character for this brotherhood. One of the advices of our Prophet ﷺ said, through Hadith ibn Umar, said, Al-Muslim أخو المسلم لا يظلمه ولا يسلم من كان في حاجة أخيه كان الله في حاجته ومن فرج عن مسلم كربة فرج الله عنه بها كربة من كرب يوم القيامة ومن ستر مسلما ستر الله يوم القيامة. Islam has brought a new concept of brotherhood among the Muslims. Not the blood, only the brotherhood of the blood. No, the brotherhood of being a Muslim. He said Muslim is a brother of another Muslims. Would not commit aggression on him. He would not give him to the enemy. And if you help your brother in calamity in this dunya, Allah will help you in calamity in the hereafter. Imagine, one day, in the day of judgment, we're going to stand in front of the judge. And you know, here, if you have a case in any courts and you get a good lawyer, how about if the judge on your side? Who will win the case in the hereafter? As long as you are helping your brother sincerely, Allah will be your helper, and He's the judge. He's the ruler who will do whatever He feels appropriate. Very character for the Muslims. And he described it in another hadith. لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. حديث النعمان بن بشير. He said, مثل المؤمنين في توادهم وتراحمهم وتعاطفهم مثل الجسد إذا اشتكى منه عضو تداعى له سائر الجسد بالسهر والحمى. He gave example of the Muslims like one body. Anybody being hurt, the whole body will feel it. And sometimes I make a joke with my patient. I'm a physician by practice. And the patient comes to me, Doc, my fingers hurt. Why you worry, man? You have 9 other fingers. You look at me like, strange, Doc. It's one body. And that's how we should feel each other. We are one body. It doesn't matter where's the body, close to your brain or far away on your toes. We feel it the same. That's how we should look at ourselves. And how should the Prophet ﷺ want us to be. And in the next hadith, which is, I consider the most challenging hadith. And if we learn one thing today, let's learn this hadith. And we try to practice it, inshallah. And I know most of you know it. I'm here just to remind you about it. Because Jum'ah, we come here to charge our belief and do what's right for us, inshallah, to be winner in the hereafter. حديث أنس عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. No one can claim he's a believer until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. I want each one of us to take a second and think about this hadith and see how far are we in implementing this hadith. That we love to our brother what we love for ourselves. Not only in invitation, not only in dinner, not only in meeting, not only in business, in all aspects of life. And if we find ourselves we are a little bit far in implementing this hadith, let's work on it. And nothing wrong with correcting ourselves if we are not there, because we are human, we are not perfect. And the best example for us was Umar ibn Khattab, Amir al-Mu'mineen, the righteous Khalifa. He was talking to the Prophet ﷺ. And he told him, "Oh Prophet of Allah, I love you more than anything else except myself. ما عدا نفسي التي بين جنبي." Umar. Prophet ﷺ told him, no, Umar, this is not right. Umar took a step back. He did calculation. and found himself, you know what? I'm going to correct this. And he came back to the Prophet ﷺ. O Prophet Allah, I love you more than myself. Then the Prophet said, Al-ana ya Umar. So my dear brother and sister, we are really busy in this life here with many interaction around us. And the best way is to come to the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and start implementing what needs to be done. And let's look at the Sahaba, how they implement some of this teaching when things goes around. And I will share with you the first story. A poor guy went to the Prophet ﷺ, told him, I need a ride, I need a car, I need a camel. He told him, go to Abdurrahman ibn Auf. The guy went and he entered the place and found Abdurrahman ibn Auf like he's sewing his torn dress. The guy told himself, well, this guy is sewing his clothes. He's going to give me a camel or a car right now, a Mercedes, whatever you call it now. He said no. He went back to the Prophet ﷺ and he told him the story. The Prophet ﷺ said to him, go back to him. He went second time. He found this time yelling at his kids because they throw them rice on the ground and start picking them. Say, wait a minute. It can't be. The guy went back to the Prophet ﷺ. He told him the story. The Prophet sent him back. Go again to him. The guy said, well, this is the third time. I'm going to have the nerve. I'll go ask him. And he did. He told him, I've been sent by the Prophet ﷺ to you to give me a camel. I don't have a right. So, okay, brother, go inside, pick a camel. The brother went inside, pick a camel, and while he's leaving, 9 other camels followed him. And the brother looked at Abdurrahman ibn Auf. Well, I have nothing to do with them. They are following me by themselves. So no. They are for you. Take it. He said, wait a minute. We need to talk here. The first time I saw you doing this, the second time I saw you yelling at kids for a few rice. Now you give me 9 other camels with no... What's going on? He said in Arabic, then I translated, هكذا نجمعها, the way that you saw me, وهكذا ننفقها في سبيل الله. The way that you saw me is the way that we collected. And the way that we spend it in the cause of Allah, the way that you see it. I know most of us in this time, we get hard time in this economy to collect what needed for survival or for saving. But when it comes for Islam and the cause of Allah, that's our example, how it should be spent. Another beautiful story for Jabir ibn Abdullah. During the trench battle, Ghazwat al-Khandaq, as you know, all the Sahaba working hard, try to ditch the trench, and they get hungry to the point they start putting stone on their belt and tie it. So Umar ibn Khattab came to the Prophet ﷺ complaining of hunger, and show him he has a stone on his tummy. Then the Prophet ﷺ showed his belly, and there's 2 stones being tied on his belly because of the hunger. Jabir look at it, say, wait a minute. Sahaba, Prophet ﷺ hungry? I have to do something. He rushed to his house. His wife, what do we have? Food. Gather all what we have. They gather some meat, they rice, whatever, they cook a reasonable size of meal. And he rush back because he want to do something. He cannot be quiet while the Sahaba are hungry, the Prophet ﷺ are hungry, and I'm sitting in here watching them. No. So he went, oh Prophet ﷺ, I invite you for a dinner. The Prophet ﷺ told him, لِوَحْدِي يَا Jabir? Only me? Then Jabir said, well, little bit of food, we could invite Sahaba, Umar, Abu Bakr. Then Prophet لوحدي يا جابر, only invite me. Then Prophet stand up and shout on everybody, "Oh Sahaba, Jabir invite us for a dinner." Hundreds, thousands of Muslims, food, running to Jabir's house. Jabir went home scared. Talked to his wife. Wait a minute. Coming, no way, this food can feed like 10, 15, but this amount. Then Prophet ﷺ went first, blow in the food, and the blessing came. And then asked the Sahaba to enter 10 by 10. And the food never decreased. And until everybody ate. Because of Jabir, decide to act. Even with little bit of resources. Allah had honored him to have a miracle on the hand of the Prophet ﷺ to feed the whole Muslims at that time. So sometimes, my dear brother and sister, even little things, it can make a big difference. Second subject that I like to talk about it today is our brothers and sisters in Syria. I know their calamity. It's far exceed any recent calamity by all the statistics. More than 200,000 being killed. 4 million refugees. Even some of them dying during the cold. We consider them lucky one to have a place to live and eat, comparing to another 7 million displaced inside Syria, which they lost their job, their houses, have no means of living. Top of that, unfortunately, which we are not politically associated, we are humanitarian aid. Starvation is a weapon of war in Syria. Some part of Syria are dying from lack of food. To the point, this is a real story. In Al-Ghuta, a mom brought her kids. One of them really starved. Like the bone, you see the bone. And kind of the doctor feels out, so, well, you need to feed her the food. She needs to eat. Then the second doctor came, say, oh yeah, she's weak, she cannot walk, and look at her, she needs to eat. Then the mother told him, well, it's not her turn to eat. She eat on Monday and Wednesdays and Friday. And the other kids will eat on the other days because they don't have enough food. So, my dear brother, I will stop in here. Ud'u Allah. Alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah. For these reasons, I'm a Syrian by origin. We established an organization more than 3 years ago to help the Syrian people. Called it ARF. It's 501c, non-profit organization, tax exempt, donations tax deductible. And we work on many projects. But our main focus is the orphans. There's more than 200,000 orphans in Syria. Look, imagine at this number. More than 200,000. In our organization alone, we have 18,600 orphans. And we've been able to help 1/3 of them. Only 1/3. Each orphan costs like $50 a month. We give the minimum to survive. And as you know, the Prophet ﷺ said it clearly. أنا وكافل اليتيم في الجنة كهاتين. Prophet ﷺ, and the one who sponsors an orphan in paradise like this. كهاتين. So inshallah, after we finish salah today, please stay with us for not to exceed 5 to 10 minutes. And I give you get reward in two ways. Number one, by donating. Number two, if you cannot donate, anyone will say, well, I'm going to say I pay $1,000. If you say it sincerely in your heart, if I have the money, I'll donate the same thing, you will get the same reward. So, inshallah, just stay with us after the salah, inshallah, so we can get the reward, all of us together. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت وباركت وسلمت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا اللهم فيما أعطيت واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك وأنه لا يعز من عاديت ولا يذل من واليت لك الحمد كما ينبغي. نستغفرك اللهم ونتوب إليك. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم انصر إخوان المجاهدين في كل مكان، في فلسطين وفي الباكستان وأفغانستان ومصر واليمن وفي كل بقاع الدنيا يا أرحم الراحمين يا مجيب الداعين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وأقم الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعمل ما تصنعون.
الله أكبر الله أكبر.